It's Aisha, the Indiana blind girl, and this is exactly what happened in my wedding reception, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and how my mother single-handedly tried, heavy on the tried, to ruin it. So around 11:45, myself, my friend Leah, and my husband had left the house by paratransit on to go get our makeup done. I knew that what we were about to go do for the preparation of the wedding reception was going to take us at least until about 2 o'clock. That's exactly what I told everybody. So I was right on time when I got back to my house. So in the midst of that time, my mother was leaving her house, which she lives in Indianapolis. But now, y'all know I live about 39 miles away from Indianapolis. A little bit after 1 o'clock, my makeup was done, Leah's makeup was done, and we were headed over to the nail shop. Didn't get my nails done. It was too many people in there, and I was like, okay, cool, let's go on back to the house. So by this time, I'm coming back to the house. Anthony's grandmother picked us up from the nail shop, and I'm thinking that food is already getting cooked. The food hadn't even got purchased yet. Mind you, it's around 2 something at this point. Side note, when my mother had her wedding, I was there for her every step of the way. So the events that is about to follow pisses me off even more, because for her wedding reception, every time she needed to go to Party City, every time she needed a little help with finding something, this, and that, I was there. So the fact that this is the bullshit that started pisses me off heavily. I found out the food wasn't even purchased yet, but mind y'all, she had came to my house the previous day because she had dropped off my friend Leah from the Greyhound. So I was like, why didn't you purchase the food when you dropped off Leah? You were in town, you had the money, that's what you told me you were going to do. So then, once I got back to the house, I'm realizing, okay, the only thing that's getting done right now is the chicken. She didn't like that the chicken was getting done by his mother because she doesn't like his mother. That's a whole thing. Keep on watching. So as I'm heading to the house, this is what my mother texts me. First of all, she couldn't get the cake. Second, then she texts me talking about Anthony's mother can't even cook the wings right because the oil wasn't hot. No one had an issue with the wings at all. At this point, I'm watching the time because I know that me and Anthony have to be at the park so that we can get our photos taken, right? Photos are going to look bomb. Just wait on the photos. So by the time that her and my aunt started to cook, I realized that time was ticking. She kept saying that she needed aluminum pans, but when me and Anthony left the house, when I say there was 2 cars there that could have moved to go and get the aluminum pans, there's no reason why me and Anthony had to keep ripping and running back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Now, mind you, all the other little things that we needed, Anthony's grandmother took care of, his sister took care of. So I'm very appreciative for them and his family being calm, because anybody else, I feel like there would have been a brawl in my house if that was anybody else. But his family kept it cool because of all the disrespect they were already facing coming into my house. So around 6 o'clock, almost close to 6, Anthony and I had to go because, like I said, we had our photo shoot to go to. So his grandmother took myself, Leah, his sister. We went to the park so we can go get our pictures taken, right? So when we originally planned out everything on the timing and stuff, we realized that we knew we were going to be away from our party for about a solid hour, but that would have been enough time for people to get to the park, go set up, do all the things. And when we finish, we just walk over there to where they were at the park and literally have a good time. So when we were done getting our photos taken, my brother was calling my phone. He's blowing my phone up. So I answered, and then he's like, I'm here. Where's everybody at? Why ain't nobody said nothing? I'm like, I was told that your mother was still cooking. And mind y'all, when she came into the house, she's yelling at my little brother Quentin. She's yelling at people talking about some ain't nobody doing nothing. It was giving you wanted to insert your dominance, but nobody was paying her any mind. Nobody. Every time she started running off at the mouth about my sister-in-law, my oldest brother's baby mama, every time she started with her or tried to start something with her, even though she wasn't there, I shut it down. Every time she got loud, I shut it down. And I think that was pissing her off even more because nobody was feeding into anything she was trying to do. So once we see my brother, we head back into the car. We race to fucking Dollar Tree. We get the aluminum pans. We get to the house. Now, mind you, when I got back to the house, she wasn't speaking to me. At that moment, she was not talking. She didn't say nothing else to me, right? I sent my older brother over there because I knew Malcolm was going to come and shut things down, get people to the park like they were supposed to be. We didn't get there until like a little bit after 7, going into 8, okay? I then find out that she wanted to sneak Anthony's mama in the kitchen. I found that out at like 11 o'clock. This is way after the dang on thing has already ended. His mom, his people done went back home. I found out that my mother planned on fighting Anthony's mother. I found out as well that she didn't even want to be there. So I'm like, if you didn't want to be there, why plan to cook anything? Why plan to buy anything? Because Anthony and I could have picked up everything we needed like 3 days back. and had it all done, cooked, ready to go. So when we left our house, all we would have had to do when we came back was get dressed, and as we were getting dressed, warm up our food so that we can be prepared. Then we were even thinking about catering. She didn't want nobody to cater. Like I was telling people the whole day, I felt like I was being sabotaged the entire time, and I wasn't having it. I wasn't going for it. When we get to the reception, the actual place where we paid for it to be there for those hours, I get notified that she's gone. She's not there. And I'm like, well, where the hell did she go? So I calls her phone. No answer. So I'm like, all right, let me call my friend. I calls my best friend, and she's like, well, your mama put me off the truck. I'm like, what is going on? She said that my mother told her she felt used. She felt like that she was getting taken advantage of. And I'm like, how? Then I found out that my mother took the food that she said that she bought. She took the food. So we didn't have a lot of food left, right? My auntie was like, I'm pissed off because why would she do that to you? Like, this is so messed up. So y'all, I'm literally sitting at my reception as people are coming. I'm bawling, makeup fucked. Okay, it was fucked. Literally lashes coming off. I'm like, why would she do any of that? Why? I literally blocked her number when we were standing there. Like, as I'm telling Anthony, like, I'm distraught. I'm ventilating, like the hyperventilating, crying and stuff. I'm so disappointed. And the fact that you showed your ass in front of so many people, people now see what I mean when I say that my mother acts an ass every time it's the sunlight's on me. When things is on me, on her kids, it's a problem. So I'm not shocked that this happened. I'm just surprised and dumbfounded that I allowed myself to allow her to do something so big for something like my wedding reception. I should have fucking catered. For what it was, I definitely did try to have an amazing time. I did, meet Anthony's grandfather in a very formal way this time. Despite that happening, people did show up. My in-laws was there for us. My grandmother, my auntie, my friends came. Like I said, I had a food truck there. There was a food truck, there were snow cones. My brother's friend Murda, he came and did that. So it was a cool time. But it's the fact that I will never be able to have that much faith into my mother ever again. And I was even telling people, she wants to be in our lives. She sits around and tell people that she's thick as thieves with her kids when it's like a fake thing, we kind of like faking the funk. We love our mother, of course. But what I've been through my entire life with this woman, this entire 27 years, I'm never going through that again. This was my lesson, and I'm so happy it was so many people seeing the shit that I go through. I'm so happy. So thank y'all to everybody that came, like I said. And that is what happened at my wedding reception by my mother. And there's so many little things that I didn't even speak about in this video, but just know there's more. I'm not gonna tell it because that would be too personal, but that's what happened. Anthony's grandmother did pick up our wedding cake, and this is what it looks like.
I did that taking out the box, y'all. Sorry.